what does one do when you have a work trip scheduled in Vancouver? You extend the out of that and use some of your hard-earned PTO and enjoy the much cooler temperatures in the great north as opposed to the hell that is Texas. The plan was, as soon as my meeting was over, to get the heck out of the city, and we actually drove about 2 hours north up to Whistler. What did I forget?
Tripod.
Is growing out of this root. Wild. So we got to Whistler and honestly we didn't have a plan. My 20-year-old self, so 10 plus years ago, would have had a heart attack. But the older I get, the more fun it is to kind of make it up as you go. So we looked up this hike, and in this area there's some like ridiculous hikes that I'd love to try and tackle. They're like 16 miles though, with like an upwards of 5,000 feet of elevation gain. We weren't quite ready for that yet. So this Chicamas Trail is about 4.5 miles, only 900 feet of elevation gain, and there's the potential for a bear sighting. Osos in the vicinity. Conditions are spectacular. There's Jack. Living in Texas, we don't get to see trees like this very often, so this has been quite a nice little hike. Well, we started out and I knew there was a chance of thunderstorms, and so we've hustled. We've hustled to get out here. We're 3 miles in, hour and 42 minutes. We have really, truly actually taken our time. We didn't hustle at all.
Well, we've been talking to those guys for like 30 minutes.
What do you think of Lake
Chicamas?
Chicamas, and if we're mispronouncing that, sincere apologies. What do you think?
It's beautiful, very peaceful.
Don't let this American patriotism confuse you. I absolutely love Canada, and this was really wonderful to get back north, particularly to the northwest portion, which I'd never been to before. So we had a phenomenal day of hiking, and again, I mentioned wanting to see some of those higher elevations, but not having the preparation or the time to do so. I'm crazy and had the epiphany that, well, what if we just flew up there? So the next day was pretty freaking rad. Today is a very exciting day.
Why?
What are we doing today?
I don't know. Look at this. Look at this. What?
Heliport?
Huh?
What could that mean? just liked you to yell.
Next up, heli skiing, right?
We looked at the price brochure. We're not going heli skiing anytime soon. Holy crap, that's expensive. So we just finished up the Blackcomb helicopter experience, and this was my first helicopter ride. It was Jackie's first ride as well, and holy what a ride. Like, the pilot did some, like, you know, pretty fun maneuvers, and like I asked him how many G's, and he was like, not even 1 G. It felt like way worse than it was, but really cool experience. We spent like 30 minutes in the air photographing in a helicopter with windows. I think they're gonna turn out like, but took some GoPro video, and now we're checking out some of the local fineries of Whistler beer. So cheers. High off the helicopter ride and slightly buzzed on awesome beer, it was time to head back to Vancouver. Now, on the way, we opted for some food because we needed it.
Get your own.
So once we made it to the city, Jackie insisted on taking me to this gassy clock. We waited for that. At least we got a good salad out of it. After waiting that long, I felt obligated to snap a photo of this gassy clock with the Hasselblad. This evening were some of my favorite photos of the entire trip. The sunset just kept going and going, and the seaplanes with the mountains in the distance juxtaposed with the city. It was just all a little bit too much. So I was rotating through cameras, and these are some of my favorites. The next morning, it was time for another adventure, so we opted to go kayaking.
Hey!
Where are we going?
We're gonna have to kayak the Indian Arm.
Woo!
Deep Cove.
Let's do this. Where'd we land?
Secret Beach.
No. Jug Beach.
Juggernaut?
Absolutely exhausted from that paddle, it was time to take in some of Vancouver's finest coffee. Y'all know I'm joking, right? Just making sure. Some of us ride bikes the old-fashioned way. Some of us cheat. See that little energy bolt by her thunder thigh there? Woo! She's a cheater. We spent the afternoon riding bikes around Stanley Park, and we were not disappointed. We were blessed with absolutely gorgeous weather. Where did you make me walk?
To give me some shaved ice. I don't ask for much.
I made her do sunset last night. Look behind you. Focus through this. Holy
These are my
smokes.
fixins.
What does that mean? And after Jackie's weird dessert, the trip had come to a close. We had to wake up hellaciously early the next morning to get to the airport, but all in all, extremely pleased with our brief time we got to stay in Whistler as well as Vancouver. This was a little bit different than my other videos, but I hope y'all enjoyed this. So a little bit of behind the scenes of the shots as well as some of the camera info. Do me a favor, if you enjoyed it, pop a comment, hit subscribe, like one of those things. Let me know, but can't wait to share more videos like this with y'all in the future. But here are some closing shots that also made this trip extra special. So thanks for being here.